modus operandi, modes of operation, the same MO. Attack them, kill them, then demand for peace. The peace that is from the position of, weakness, so to say. Say, oh yeah, demand for peace. What's the ingredient for peace? Give us your land. Call.
Not everybody will like you in politics. They hate me like hell, too. Right? Well, I'm here. I am the president. Another democratic regime. I made a promise. I even protected my abusers and accusers with the principle of democracy, freedom, and prosperity. I will protect them. Abuse me all you want. The value of life, human life, is greater than that of a cow. And it's only when you open the door for conflict that political enemy will come in. Political enemies, they don't want you to succeed. Have you just realizing that, Governor? No matter what I do, they will still abuse me. Yeah. I read paper every time and listen to television whenever I have time. Just I watch who are abusing me and what type of abuse. I learn lessons from some of the political ones too. Because I can't see it all. And it's from the mouth of my critics that I will, okay, that is what you do. I'm the president. I won't do it. I will preempt you. So you are a failure. You just spoke. Me, I'm a performer. Is to equally find a channel on radio station for Benue, work with them, so that we keep talking to each other about tolerance, the capacity to build our family as one single family. I salute those who have governed this state before, and particularly my friend, George Akume. We didn't have to come. We received a lot of yams and food stuff from him. Not dead bodies. Let us, please, find a way to form a committee of elders here. That committee to comprise those who had governed this state before, including Atom Pera, to be the committee to really find a permanent accommodation. I'm glad how come no arrest has been made? I expect there should be arrests of those criminals.
Right. Tinubu, this is just like picking his words, like I said before, right? He said, we didn't have to come. No, don't worry. That is because of the audio of the video. It's my own audio breaking. Let me take a look. 1 sec. Anyway, it shouldn't be. No, don't spam it, right? If you are the only person feeling it, all right, don't spam the comment section there. Bulapenga, I've seen your comment, so, all right? So you may need to check your own audio as well. You know, well, thank you, though. If anybody else is facing the audio breaking and all that, right? You may need to come out of the video and go back in. Anyway, Kolu, in his words, he said, we didn't have to come. Meanwhile, in that same breath, Tinubu said, people abuse him. They abuse me, they hate me like hell. Why I'm the president. I said, I will go there and do my job. Then when he got there, he looked straight to the people and he told them to set up committee. Hang on, he said, we didn't have to come. Right? Looking at Akume, the secretary to the government of Nigeria, or to the government of Tinubu. Akume is from there. And he has been fingered as one of those behind the sponsor of the Fulani terrorists in Benue State and their attacks. Not that he actually lead them and say, yeah, come. No. You know, the power to make sure that as many military formation can be found in Benue, right? In very close distance, okay? Or close proximity to themselves, right? The terrorists carried out the attacks that lasted hours. And the military didn't show up. I think maybe some of them in that Benue, they were busy doing this, courtesy of Akume. My theory.
Tomorrow now, I will say we know they do work for Benue, we know they do work for Benue. This is what we there now, where we there, what they do? Alpha, tell them. We can't plant cassava. Cassava can't plant. Oh yeah, tell them what they do. Now the papa house with this. Oh. You see, Amba? I go check my rice for that place. For my farama, I go check them. Bro, I don't know what's in the apple. We dey try our best for Benue. You understand?
You see that? The soldiers who are supposed to actually face the terrorists, they have been compromised from within, and some of them are either working as a private guard for some private properties or private individuals, or they are just there farming. So when people said they are calling for help, and there was no one, no military. So Akume is to form a committee, the committee that will now look for land for the Fulani terrorists so that they can stop killing people in Benue. So my own question is, whose land? This guy, if you understand Hausa very well, can you please tell me what this guy is saying?
Idan ba gwamnati ta daure man wanda yake cikin daji ya ta'addanci ba Allah ubangiji ya tsine man Allah dauki rayuwa ta a wurin nan. Bahilla ce saniya aka san shi da ita sai noma. Saniya ba ta haihuwa bindiga AK-47. Bahilla ce bai da makera da zai kera bindiga AK-47. Gwamnati ke turowa har muka samu. Mu kuma wallahi dalilin da ya sa billahi lazi shekara na 7 ina makarantar allo, amma lokacin da na dawo na tsinci kaina a cikin wannan abun wallahi ina mamaki, kullum ina tunanin rayuwata saboda mahaifa na akalla a kasar dan banga da so.
One of the Fulani terrorists, that their job was to hurt cows, animals. They don't know anything about guns. They didn't know anything about guns until a few years back. And that was when APC, Egbekegbe, of course, yeah? They were supplying them guns. In some cases, they allowed them to carry out attacks on military base to loot the armory and cut away the weapons. Most of these things, people have, they have pointed them out many, many times in the past. Yeah? But it is the victims that must bear the brunt. The victims must learn how to live in peace. The victims must learn how to accommodate. They must accommodate their own killers. Make it make sense. Somebody came on to tell us that, well, everybody's talking about Benue. Do you even know what it is like? That 17,000 people has been reported to have been killed directly by this Fulani terrorist. Terrorist too. In the last 2 years on that Tinubu. When in actual fact, the overall figure across the country, they said over 600,000 Nigerians lost their lives. In a year, 1 year, under this Kolu as well. It is the harvest of death, left, right, and center. And you could see them. You see, Yabi? Here is that guy.
All right. Put it in context, and this is not in any way minimizing the very gory.
His intention is to minimize it. Do you get me now? But we'll come to that. Because he tried to actually like infuse this, Borno and others into it. Because according to him, there are other places that should be getting more attention than this Benue, but without limiting it, according to him. Listen.
All right. Put it in context, and this is not in any way minimizing the very gory things that have come out of Benue State. Benue State sits currently at number 5 in terms of the fatality rate in Nigeria.
Right.
4 other states have experienced more deaths.
Worse.
And just to give you a context, what we did is to look at the period during which the current president has been presiding over the affairs of the country. That's May 2023 to May 2025. Borno State is at the top, and about 3,800 people have been killed within that.
In 2 years?
Within that
That's
2
extraordinary.
years. Yeah. Benue State is at about 1,098 persons. So just to give you an example
Right.
of where we are, places like Katsina, Zamfara, come before Benue. In terms of numbers, for the entire 36 states, we're looking at about 17,000 people within those
In 2 years?
In 2 years.
17,000. And that's as a result of insecurity.
Insecurity.
Oh,
And that's why it's important that we keep tabs of this development,
Very important.
record it so that we understand. We also looked at the Buhari era, the 2 last years of the Buhari era, and sadly, it's a little bit above the 17,000 that I've mentioned. So depending on how you are looking at it, we're making very little progress.
Yes.
But then it's still worrisome that 17,000 people have been killed within.
It's
2 years.
a bloodbath.
It is a bloodbath. And Benue State, of course, is at the top of our concerns at the moment. The media is discussing it for very obvious reasons. There is perhaps a religious dimension to it. There is a political dimension to it. There is an environmental dimension to it. And then, of course, the security governance dimension to it.
Now, is there an ethnic dimension?
No, we haven't really seen an ethnic dimension apart from the perpetrators. Now, the general belief is that it's been perpetrated by a Hada militia. And that's just one component of the threat elements within Benue State. There are other ethnic militias. There are the Jukun ethnic militias. There are the Thief ethnic militias. And then there are criminal gangs, gangs that are just being, criminalistic for the sake of criminal. Then cult groups. So all of this we've recorded, and we know they are active. But what makes the lethality as bad as it is in Benue State is the involvement of politicians. They are able to trigger and use all of these threat elements that I've mentioned as at when they want. And because there is a political division in Benue State at the moment, I think it's out there, everybody knows this, between the state governor and the SGF, and then more importantly, between the immediate past governor and then the incumbent governor. So all of these dynamics are at play at the moment, and that is why we're seeing the lethality of what we're seeing.
Individuals on their TV station give sort of like a theory that is not related to, I'll tell you something. Okay. Joyce. Fulani are invading communities and taking their lands where they can, and in other places, the same political class to push their agenda that peace to reign. People must part with their land. Let's deal with that. It is not communal clash. It's not Jokun and TV fighting that led to 200 people killed, women, children. No. The point of conversation right now is that who are those responsible for these killings and what has happened to them? Not, oh, we have cultists, we have communities fighting themselves, we have these people and that. That is not the point. But they love doing it. They push that narrative. They will tell you that, yeah, things are not like about still, It's just to get you confused. Because at the end of the day, you say, okay, you know what? How many of these people have you actually brought to justice for what you think they are responsible for? None. Because to point fingers, to push the buck and push the blame and the rest of that is so convenient. Even for those who are supposed to be responsible for taking care of that problem, they push it. Theories of lies, because the intention is not to resolve the problem. If you want to solve a problem, everybody will get to know that, oh yeah, they're trying to solve the problem. Let me show you something. Sorry, pardon me. The Christian community in Benue State were seen this morning doing what they call the prayer walk. So I'm coming back. So there is a clip I'm trying to bring on as well. I want to share with you so you can see the character I am talking about. So if people who are meant to be responsible for the people's protection and all of that stuff are on the side of terrorists, Baba, There's something that tells you, or the way you should actually look at those guys normally. These are people you can't actually really trust. I don't think you want to. So when you are writing down the reasons why these people must not go unpunished for all the atrocities they've committed against the people of Nigeria, the indigenous people of that place, you can write this down as well. It is an unforgivable one. When those you pay so much act and does everything on behalf of the terrorists who have sworn to wipe you